Tonight, teachers across the island calling sick en masse following a fiery union meeting on Monday. The SLTU wishes them a speedy recovery. The minister with responsibility for the public service speaks following the CSA's unsanctioned meeting, thanking public servants who showed up for work.
I want to commend the officers who remain in their offices, understanding very well that they are there to serve the public.
And former UWP Minister Dr. Keith Mandezi is in solidarity with teachers and public servants. The details of these stories and more are coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovely and Amy Joseph.
Good evening. It is Tuesday, the 12th of March 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 Nightly News across all our various platforms. Of course, Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM 105.5, 105.9, www.caribbeanhottv.com, and of course on our mobile app. The Civil Service Association confirmed on Tuesday that the Customs and Inland Revenue Departments were not operating at full capacity Tuesday due to a number of staff calling in sick. The full extent of what many speculate was a planned sick out is not exact, but the union, for its part, says illness is unpredictable, but frustration of its members is clear.
The General Secretary of the CSA, Claude Paul, would not, as expected, confirm any industrial action on the part of members following Monday's membership meeting. But according to him, at least 2 government departments felt the impact of the toll that stress and physical illness have had on the staff. While operations were by no means crippled, Paul says there are definitive signs that something is in the air and could possibly afflict other workers.
Well, as I've always said in the past, sick leave is not something that you can predict. And we have been getting some responses this morning that some departments have been affected. I have seen a notice coming from Customs and also a notice from the Inland Revenue Department which suggests that they are not at full staff capacity. And that may be because some people have not reported for work.
On Monday, the CSA said workers felt the need to take a cool walk to the city center following the membership meeting to help relieve stress with some exercise. Paul says the stress levels are at an all-time high and workers have clearly had enough.
It was, an interesting development for the union, given that we have been very patient and very quiet in recent times. And so now it seems members have given a signal that enough is enough and they cannot take it any longer and would like to bring an end to the current impasse with government.
So where does the CSA go from here? Paul says it's up to the government. The CSA has written to the GNT requesting a commencement of negotiations at the soonest, hopefully by next week.
The last time the CSA met with the government negotiating team was in August 2018. And I want the public to appreciate that the CSA and its members have been very, very patient with the government. And so, at this point in time, as we near the end of the current triennium, we believe it is high time that a settlement is arrived at. And so the government negotiating team suspended negotiations unilaterally and decided to offer a lump sum which was rejected on 2 occasions.
Paul says the government needs to return to the bargaining table to conclude negotiations in an amicable manner. The CSA's next move will be to go to members for guidance if the GNT does not act with alacrity.
The Minister of the Public Service, Dr. Eubaldus Raymond, is commending workers who kept the government ministry running on Monday and Tuesday, despite the CSA meeting and subsequent sick-out. The minister says it shows commitment to the people of St. Lucia. On the other hand, he says it is the prerogative of those who choose to do otherwise. Rochelle Gonzalez reports.
Minister for the Public Service, Dr. Eubaldus Raymond, has spoken to Hot 7 News about Monday's emergency meeting held by the Civil Service Association for its public service members. The minister confirmed that there was a letter sent out by the CSA requesting permission for employees to attend the meeting. However, he believes that the letter was just a formality as the decision had already been made. Tuesday's meeting saw a gathering of hundreds of public servants who came together to air their grievances and frustration with the government over salary negotiations, among other issues. Dr. Raymond said although the proceeding of the meeting is unfortunate, it is the right of the employees to gather.
It was unfortunate that even before the public service had responded to the CSA had already informed the members of that meeting. And the way it's supposed to have been done, or it should be done, is that the CSA should have waited until the public service respond to them, and then they respond to or contact the members. We believe, as a public service, that we are here to serve the public, provide various services to them, and giving or asking for a time of 9:30. We believe that it was not the right time, and secondly, we believe that there wasn't sufficient time to have a dialogue with the CSA. On these two grounds, we decided not to grant the CSA or our members or our employees, that is the public officers, permission to go ahead and have a meeting with the CSA. But it's their right, it's their prerogative. Some members went ahead and attended.
Dr. Raymond said he will not fault the employees who did attend the meeting. However, he lauded those who did not attend.
As the minister responsible for the public service, I want to commend the officers who remain in their offices, understanding very well that they are there to serve the public. And with pride, they did so on Monday. With pride, they are doing that even today with that seek out. So I want to commend these officers, and I have, as I said earlier, I have nothing against those who decide to stay at home. That is their prerogative, that is their right. However, I believe, and I've always said to my officers that they should always consider, in deciding on these types of events or meetings, they should always consider the public that they serve to be number one.
On Tuesday, a number of services within the public sector were interrupted, including the Customs Department, due to a shortage of staff. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez.
Thank you, Rochelle. Now, teachers across the island called in sick on Tuesday. The president of the St. Lucia Teachers Union, Julian Monrose, forewarned of a mysterious illness following the union's meeting on Monday. According to reports, the apparent sick out affected all schools. The president of the SLTU issued a statement on Tuesday asking all teachers to take care of themselves and to get well soon. Solange Alfred reports.
The letter from the St. Lucia Teachers Union issued on Tuesday reads, quote, "It has been brought to the attention of the SLTU this morning that teachers are feeling sick or unwell. The SLTU understands the situation given the fact that you work under such strenuous conditions with little support from the employer. We also understand the debilitating effect that some of our school plans have on your health. On top of this all, we understand the additional stress that you feel not knowing when you will be afforded a salary increase that would help you cushion the pressure of everyday living. All of these have serious implications for the wellness of teachers. In showing that the SLTU understands your plight, allow me to share this quote by Donald D. Quinn. If a doctor, lawyer, or dentist, and we could also add to that politician, PS, Ministry of Education official, member of the GNT, had 40 people in his office at one time, all of whom had different needs, and some of whom didn't want to be there and were causing trouble, and the doctor, lawyer, or dentist, etc., without assistance, had to treat them all with professional excellence for 9 months, then he might have some conception of the classroom teacher's job. The executive of the SLTU hopes that the employer will see the need to create conditions that will ensure that teachers are able to work in an environment conducive to their wellness. On behalf of all officers and members of General Council, I wish those of you in that situation a speedy recovery." End quote. It is not yet clear whether the apparent sick-out will continue or classes will resume come Wednesday. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you, Solange. Meanwhile, many are wondering what is the opinion of Joe Public on the stance taken by teachers as they clamor for a pay increase. Let's hear what you have to say.
I agree with them. They, the number one, they had to call them into a meeting before they passed their law. They didn't call them. Did they call them?
It's affecting the children, but then you have to do what you have to do. If that's the way their voices can be heard, so be it.
Instead, they try and do things that things come to a completion where the children can go to school, they can get the increase in salary, they can do this. It's not because of law passed before. Law didn't pass and been activated on them. The law passed, it is there. But what they did, it is worse than the law that passed. Because they're trying to shut down the country. If they shut down the country, you know how much hundreds of millions of dollars we're losing per day by shutting down the country?
With regards to the current situation with the teachers, I am in solidarity. It doesn't matter where I am, and I always understand that whenever teachers decide that they need to call in sick or to take some time to refresh themselves to prepare for the classroom, I am totally in solidarity. When we talk about what happens when we're supposed to have consultation, the idea of consultation is you speak with me. I may not agree with you. I may not accept what you have to say, but at least you have to give me the opportunity to say I don't accept. You can't just ram issues and your decisions down our throats. So yes, if teachers feel that they were not respected, teachers know. They know the difference between disrespect and respect, and they know their rights. And so yes, I am in solidarity with them.
Teachers has been the backbone of this island, taking care of the young people when the parents is not there. And for them not to get an increase in type of affairs, I'm in supporting it. And secondly, I'm in supporting it that the government gave an alternative for no flogging in schools, but never tell them teachers what to do if you don't flog the children.
I can support the teacher, you need to try to. Because Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Education, moi je sais comment ici, si on est pour rêver un petit maman, right? Because on va ça dire moi, si après un maman, ou ça vous c'est un teacher. Moi sans chasser maman, l'école ferme, c'est un cadeau, ils j'enlève l'école ouverte. C'est pas ça pour toi qu'à c'est choisir teacher, gars bon. Hein? Moi quand c'est teacher 99% et qui au right pour faire tout ce qu'a fait. Après pas même jouer un bon salaire. Hein? Et bien quoi venir faire ce teacher ça? On va supporter yo en chai.
Oui, on va supporter yo. Parce que pièce les moi lever maman, pièce si tu as pas mettre pièce maman l'école, c'est pas présent yo gars yo. Les nous lever maman, tenir teacher de capable nous discipline dans l'école. Teacher pas obligé faire maman la méchanceté, mais aussi yo qui pour conduire yo. Après maman sans teacher. Les maman là qui te kay maman yo sans l'école là yo conduire. So si yo ka fait rien pour qui wrong c'est teacher qui ni pour right yo. C'est pour ça ni bagay a bagay ka fait actuellement quand il ka fait là because personne pas veut teacher lever la main là issue.
Those were your views in our Have Your Say segment. You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. Still to come, the president of the St. Lucia Teachers Union issues a stern warning to the Tapio Private Education Board, while home is the deadliest place for women, and the road markings program gets underway. Stay with us.